Welcome to Be Aware to Be Prepared. My name, sign language for name, is Debbie Boyce. I'm your host for Be Aware to Be Prepared, brought to you by the Medical Reserve Corps, Non-Medical Reserve Corps of Vermont of the United States. Who is the Medical Reserve Corps, Non-Medical Reserve Corps? They might have been one of the people that was giving your immunization. They might have been one of those people checking you in. They are a group of volunteers that are utilizing their skills that they had worked hard through their life to gain. It even means non-medical people can be secretaries, could be truck drivers, could be delivering water, could be delivering supplies. We need help for everybody. Help? Yes, we are all volunteers. We are as a result of 9/11. When the towers came down, everybody went down to the towers and said, I can help, I can help. They were wearing a uniform. Oh, sure, come on in. They said that there were 3 people that entered that site that should not have been there. As a result, unfortunately, they won't tell us what happened. We are now trained, background checked, and we are at least basic first aid and CPR. And we have an ID. Our ID on the back is the same as a firefighter has, and that's a strip here that gives all of our qualifications and everything else that we have done and can be entrusted to. You want to know more information? Go onto the website, to the Department of Health website, and pull down Medical Reserve Corps, MRC, and it will pull up a spot where you can put your demographics. Somebody will be in touch with you. If I move from Vermont and I move out to California or somewhere, my credentials come with me. My training comes with me. So it's all over the world, all over the United States. So think, how can you help? We were preparing for a pandemic. Not that we wished it, but we got it. We're still in the pandemic, but we're learning to live with it. We're learning to deal with it, just like we learned how to deal with the influenza. Influenza, big word. It's the sickness that comes, the flu, however you might know it. Every year it's recommended that people get a flu shot that covers whatever variants of the flu that is been found. Some of you have gotten it, some of you have not. Some of you have said, sign language for talk, have said that I've gotten my COVID vaccination. Why should I get a flu, an influenza vaccination? That syringe did not include for influenza. It only covered the variant of COVID. And you say, oh, that's a bunch of bog, blah, blah, blah. Because why? Why are we keeping on getting ourselves stuck? I know I'm going to be going for my 4th shot. I'm going to get my 2nd booster. Why? Because I have asthma. I have a compromised condition that I have not gotten sick, and I work with the public. And I see all these people coming in. But if we see somebody coming in and we know and we can see that they're sick, we will offer them a mask. I carry my bag of masks. My bag of masks is with me. I got them at work. I've got them in my car. I've got them everywhere. Because when I go into a populated place, a store, they say they're cleaning their carts and everything else. But how do I know? How do I know the person who just sneezed in front of me and I'm about ready to walk? And we're going to show you how far a sneeze can travel from one end of the room to the other. It's really scary. You go, and in goes the germs into the warm host, and it says, oh, I'm going to infect you now because you're tired, because your immune, you didn't get a good night's sleep, and you haven't been eating well, so you're compromised. That's there's that you're getting, yeah, right. Yes, right. 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 8 years ago, we talked about the one thing that all of you need to do to stay well. Think, what is that one thing? Yes, wash your hands. You need to wash your hands. We talked about washing your hands 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and especially during COVID, you heard wash your hands, or people are walking around with gloves on. We also talked back then about using hand sanitizer. More times than not, now that COVID's been here, it's been really expressed that this is a must. And you say, oh, my hands are drying out. I'd rather have dry, cracked hands and be able to breathe. Yeah, you are, come on. It's true. You're going down the stairs in a public area, and you're going down. How do you know the person in front of you had not sneezed in their hand and smeared it all down the handrail? How do you know that the person who just opened up the door, whether it go like this because they didn't want to use their hands, didn't have stuff slimed all over them? Then you take your transporters, these are your transporters, and you scratch your face, your mouth, your nose, and you scratch your eyes. That's your open area where all germs, G-E-R-M-S, go into your body. We even started talking about the other inlet. Where is that? I don't want to gross you out, but your private area. If these transporters have germs on them and they haven't been sanitized or they haven't been washed, you put them into the open areas of your body and you become infected. All right, gonna stop at 9 minutes into the show, 10 minutes into the show. We're going to talk every month about COVID and influenza and germs, just like we're going to talk about hydration. If your body is hydrated, your insides are slippery, they're moist, they're not thick, and so because they're dehydrated. How many of you remember how much water you should drink? I have to drink quite a bit because I'm 180 pounds. And half of my weight in ounces is what I should drink. That is 90 ounces Oh my goodness, that's all of this right here. I flavor it. I drink it cold. I drink it hot. You would make the decision how you want to drink it. Then quickly, we're out and about. My car breaks down and I can't, my water runs out. So I have talked to you about a filter system. This system right here, I can take this, put it in the brook, suck through here, which is a filter from the brook, and this will filter 100,000 gallons. And I will remain hydrated. I won't have the dull headache. I will remain sharp. I will be able to do that. When you have a few extra, dollars, put it aside. These run about $19. They come with a system. And then I keep it in my car or wherever I go in a baggie that it comes with. So I can always have filtered water. Where I work in the city here, I'm not used to this water. So what does it do, people, to you, your body, when you're not used to the water that you're around? Has anyone ever had a problem with diarrhea or loose bowels after being at a friend's house for a weekend and then you come home and you say, what's happened? It affects your whole body. So you can avoid that by drinking from it and going that route. The title of the show is Flick the Tick. Flick the tick? What? Well, yes, we're going to talk about flicking the tick. And we're going to talk about, I'm going to interject, keep on putting hand sanitizer. Look at my big bottle of hand sanitizer. I got so many hand sanitizers. And over to the one side, the camera will show you, there are different types of insect repellent. The different types of insect repellent some have DEET in it, some are more directed towards ticks, some are aerosol, and some are pump. Those are manufactured tick repellents, mosquito repellents. About 8 to 10 years ago, I spoke about using dryer sheets. Taking the dryer sheet and stuffing it in your shirts, the sleeves, into the cuffs, and into your pant leg. The bugs hate this stuff. They don't like the smell. We smell pretty good when we're done, but gosh, I don't know. Which brings us to a homeopathic version of using oils. There is one bottle over there that actually talks about 4 different oils in a spray bottle. The difference is you need to reapply it more often than you do the manufactured aerosols. Peppermint oil. They don't like peppermint. They don't like eucalyptus. They don't like orange. Get onto your website. or have somebody help you get onto the information. If you mix the oil with a water base into a bottle that you can spray it, then you don't have the other chemicals, otherwise known as DEET. I was asked exactly, do I mind DEET or do I not? I think I'd rather have DEET than have Lyme disease. We also have another alternative, and that's in the yellow box right here. It's a big word, paramethium. Paramethium is a solution. That one box right there will do 6 outfits. You wash your clothes, spray your clothes, and those clothes act as a barrier when you put it on. If I was using this vest outside, I would be treating this vest or a vest that I'm going to keep designated just for walks in the woods. How can you avoid getting ticks? You really can't, because they love your warm host body. Stay on your trails because they go on tall grass. They also are up quite high onto some leaves, so when you brush up next to them, it's there. So do we just walk in the house and flick it off? No, don't do that. Go stand in front of your dryer, take off your clothes, everything, and put it in the dryer, close the dryer door, and turn it on high for 10 minutes. It will get rid of the ticks. Think, you're going to walk in the house and you don't see anything, but you sit down on your couch. Well, the couch looks pretty cool to a tick. So they're going to crawl off your clothes and go onto the couch. So when you've already had your shower, then you come out and all of a sudden this tick now climbs on you because you didn't take care of it. So I'm going to rewind. You're standing in front of the dryer, taking off your clothes, shut the dryer door, 10 minutes, and then go do a shower. Shower, rinse your whole body. Rinse the folds, behind the ears, in the belly button, in the crevice by your legs. And some of us have a couple more folds than we want to have, but you got to check them. Have somebody else watch on your back. If you can get that tick off before it engorges, engorge. What does engorge mean? Engorge means that it's going to go into your skin and like burrow a hole. Then you go, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with it? I sprayed all this stuff on it, but I still got something. You're worried, go to the doctors. There are tools out there, it's like a V. You go around the tick's body and you lift straight up. If a piece of the tick gets left in your skin, don't dig it. Let it heal. Check with your doctor if you're concerned. Wash your skin with alcohol. They don't like the alcohol. What is made of alcohol? Hand sanitizer. Wash your hands with hand sanitizer. No, don't do a body wash of alcohol. You definitely would smell like a hospital, but We don't want that. Okay, so we're now to the point of your animals, your critters. There are all different kinds of medications out there that they can take on a monthly basis that your vets might give you. But sometimes it will get missed, especially with long-haired dogs. Do a tick check. If you're looking on their bodies, brush their fur. Because when they jump up onto your couch or they rub up against you, the tick that was on them is going to jump on you, even if you didn't go for a walk. It's sort of like a vicious cycle, and only you can break it. You can make the choice to break it. And as I'm sitting here and things are flashing around, you can see lights here. My vest, whenever I go out and about, even though it's not dark, I still wear reflector. I still use flashlights. It's important to make yourself known. Okay. Drinking. So we're hydrated. We're washing our hands, scrubbing. How many minutes? At least 2 minutes. Sing happy birthday twice. Okay? But there's one thing up in the sky that has started coming out stronger than ever. What is it? For some of you who saw my show last year, you saw what I was going up against. So, as a result, I use sunscreen every day. Even though when the sun is not out, you have the chance of getting burnt. So, you've got to use it. I grew up in the era, the time when we did not have sunscreen. Yeah, I'm that old. So we did not have sunscreen. We were saying, you'll just go ahead and burn. We'll just put you in a bathtub and we'll just go ahead and pour. They used to pour vinegar on us. And then as a result, I ended up with skin cancer on my face. It was not a pretty sight. So now I'm saying to you to put 2 things on your skin. What goes first? Do I put the sunscreen on and then the insect repellent? Or do I put the insect repellent on and put the sunscreen on? They've done some studies. And the judgment continues to come in. Put your sunscreen on first. Let it dry for 15 minutes. Sunscreen on first. Let it dry 15 minutes. Then you can pick from all that corner up there with all those sprays, the aerosols, the oils, whatever you want to spray on your skin so that the ticks don't jump up on you, then spray it on. The thought process behind that is you need to keep on reapplying the bug spray, more so than the sunscreen. Sunscreen, you still need to, if you're sweating, you really should reapply. So then you still wait 15 minutes after reapplying the sunscreen. But if you go ahead and wash your clothes and spray and have a designated outfit for walking in the woods, it will cut down your chances of having that tick get on you, so you don't have to worry about flicking that tick, because it's not going to want to get near you. Okay? So, recap, summary. How many people are still using masks? I am from time to time. Depends on where I'm going. Okay? How many people are drinking half their body weight in ounces? Sometimes I don't. But I can definitely feel the difference in my body. It becomes very sluggish. So, half your body weight in ounces every day. Wear a mask in places that is extra crowded, because COVID is here to stay. We just have to learn to live with it. Hand sanitizer. Automatic, no matter where you are and no matter what you're doing, hand sanitizer. You can use wipes. I have wipes. That's kind of cool because then it's a little bit more, it doesn't feel so bad. And then we have, if I'm not around any water that is filtered, I have my trusty filter right here, where I can stick this in the water source and suck up through and get my water. If I have a large quantity to do, some of you are remembering last month or the month before, I brought out these tablets. There's little tablets in this brown bottle. It sort of looks like a nitro bottle, but it's not. And these tablets will purify gallons of water with dropping this tablet into the water. So you have to say, what do I want to do? Think about getting on the internet and finding different oils. You can get different oils at your co-ops, your food co-ops, and different drugstores, and make up your own bug spray. Read your labels. Should it go on to a young child? Some should not, because they're taking their transporters and they're in their mouth and they're in their eyes. Keep your transporters clean. Keep these washed. Air dry them. Do whatever you need to do, but they need to be washed. How often? As often as you can. And if you get a tick on you, go to the doctors if you think it's really something that should be seen. If you get rings around them, the tick, they'll ask you if it's red, if it's engorged, if it's blown up. They'll ask you all the questions. If you get the tick off you, the one thing we did not cover is put it in a baggie. Don't squish it. I heard something on TV the other day. Somebody went ahead and put it in their toilet, and then they came back an hour or two later, and they could see the tick on the outside of the toilet. The tick made it through the water flush and came up through and was hanging out for waiting for the person to sit down. Surprise. All right, so as we go into the summer, stay well, stay hydrated, protect yourself from sun, from the germs, and be well. Bye.